double Ys, three-way Ts, baby butts, or as I call them, evil Ts. Now, why do I have a whole box of these if I don't like using them? Well, I won't go into that. It has to do with being Scottish. But what's the problem with these? This would seem to be a nice fitting for places like this, where you have a line going up from the central vac and one going down. Or let's say above your central vac, you have a line traveling this way and a line traveling that way. It splits the trunk line in two, right? So what's the problem with this? Well, keep in mind that a vacuum doesn't suck the dirt through the pipes. A vacuum depressurizes the system, and that difference in pressure causes air and dirt to rush in through the cleaning tool, through the hose, through the pipes, and carry that dirt with it. It's the job of the fitting to deflect the dirt so that it goes down into the unit. And these fittings do not do a very good job of deflecting that dirt and debris. You can see straight through about a third of the cross section of this fitting. And that means that some of what you suck up when you're vacuuming over here is going to go over there. And when you're vacuuming over here, some of what you suck up is going to go over to here. The solution of the fitting manufacturer, because people still buy this fitting and they'll still make it, their solution was to add a baffle in the middle of the fitting. You can see the difference, right? The old one's on the right, the new one's on the left. That baffle would increase the deflection, but it does so at the expense of the inner diameter of that fitting. And it also creates more turbulent airflow. I'm still not a fan of this. The proper way to make a connection like this is with a Y fitting and a 90 on one side and a 45 on the other. This will deflect 100% of whatever travels through from either side down to the unit. Or in this case, I was guilty before I found Jesus in my central vac installation life of doing this, especially on retrofits where I hung the unit in the garage and I went up to the second floor like this and down to the basement like that. The right way to do it is to just make yourself one of these, but turn it on its side. Not like this. Always have the branch facing up, and that prevents dirt from above traveling through and dropping down into this leg. This would be called a dropout fitting, and the only people that do this are people who dropped out of installation school. So I'm here to make sure you all pass installation school with flying colors. Make sure your systems are reliable and clog proof for your clients. Because you know what? That's my experience with a central vac. I've never clogged a central vac that I've had or that I've installed ever since I learned the right way to do my junctions. Another great way to use a Y fitting is with the branch in parallel. This is a real versatile method that'll get you out of some binds. Like for example, let's say you wanted this, but with the main line going up into the joist bays and traveling where the unit was like back over here or something, which would look about like that. So how do you do this, but avoiding the use of the evil T fitting? Your old friend the Y with the parallel 45 comes into play. So this part of it is up in the joist bay, right? And you put a 45 and a 90 going one way and a 45 and a 90 going the other way. Yes, it takes up more space. Yes, it uses more fittings, but it will perfectly deflect all that debris and not cause any of it to go past and sit in the other side of that system. Now that might not cause a problem. Let's say that this is roughly balanced in your system and you have about the same number of inlets and you use each side of the system evenly. But what if you only use one inlet over here and the whole rest of the system is over there? There's always going to be more debris with the potential of clogging up over there. Or let's say you have a retractable system. Well, that means the hose actually goes through parts of the piping and the elbows are really big to accommodate that vacuum hose. And that means that long objects can find their way through those big elbows in that raceway. And where that long object is going to get hung up is in a fitting like that. Because I've seen it where literally that long object is sitting there and it is a bear to unclog. without cutting this fitting out and replacing it. So I recommend banning these from your installation fittings selection. I don't buy them anymore. And to tell you the truth, the only reason I ended up with a whole box of them is because we keep buying installers that are going out of business, and we acquire some of their fittings even if we don't like using them. So the only things I stock are Ys and your sweep tees, and even the sweep tees, I don't like them as much as the Y fitting. If I was going to have one kind of junction fitting to carry with me, it would be the 45-degree Y. So I hope this helps you do the best job for your clients so that they have clog-proof systems with the maximum performance. And as always, happy vacuuming.